Was there an error in my calculations? I had precious few materials as things stood. Where will I get more once these run out? Oh, don't act so rueful. You carried out my directions faithfully. Neither the credit nor the blame ought to be yours. My grand achievement is further away than I had hoped. House Nouvelle's future seems so dim. You're correct, of course. I mustn't be discouraged. It is hard to maintain one's patience after 5 years. But in the greater context of the history of House Nouvelle, 5 years is barely worth counting. I have been in a low place indeed to require so much reassurance. And for your reassurance, I am truly grateful. You have spurred me to continue my research. You've been useful to me in many ways, in fact. Research assistant, confidant, test subject. All of this is preparing you well for your greater role to come. My personal attendant. There are few as naturally servile as you in all of Fodlan. When House Nouvelle is at long last restored, we simply must find the proper position for you. Granted, this will be difficult, perhaps even impossible to accept, given your current status. But I rarely let the impossible stop me. I shall see it all done. The restoration of my house, installing you as my servant, and more.
To be your servant.
Are you ready for the next steps?
Let's figure something else out, please.
Oh, come now. My sulk ended minutes ago. Do keep up. But on the rare occasion that I find myself at a loss, I grant you permission to lift my spirits. I don't know that I care for the hint of resignation in your tone.
Good,
but
good.
no
Glad it's
matter.
working better.
I expect you to do your all for the sake of
Yeah,
my
I didn't
house
get the usual
nonetheless.
indications that it was having problems with the software. Sometimes it does. Alright, we got an A support here. Everyone's supports and motivations are well, on the plus side, we can get all these supports. So, let's explore this here monastery. In most of the others, it'd be somebody else.
Allow me to. The Empire firmly
Likely a
controls the western
representative of
portion of
the
Fargus.
church.
However, the strongholds in these
Serving
regions are
as
Aryan
the
Road, the
supported
fortress city, and Ferdiad, the
main
kingdom capital. We
Logistics
cannot
person
control
role
Fargus
here, but
until we have
obviously
taken
we
both of these cities.
rebelled
As
against
for
the
the
church in
Alliance,
this
Houses
particular
Gloucester
story
and
route.
Cordelia seem predisposed to capitulate to us. However, due to interference from Houses Regan and Goneril, we have yet to secure their cooperation. Claude
It is in
obviously hopes
fact
to keep the
Billy
Alliance
Bernadette
whole
time.
through diplomacy. But because
That
we have had to
is
focus our
definitely a
efforts
thing.
against the Church until now, our forces have yet to meet his. We have only recently begun to take the fight to Alliance territory.
Hubert is an unpleasant human being.
I have a request for you.
All right. That's convenient. Those are the exact flowers I planted 5 years ago. We also have a ton of supports to fill in. Speaking of which, that might actually save me from having to give gifts to a few people for their motivation. So, could be good.
Hey,
Yeah, on our previous week, we fought Hubert something like 5 times, so...
Hello there. This one, yes? This one, yes? This one, yes? I think this one, yes? I think this one, yes? I think this one, yes? I think
Buying
this
all
one,
the
yes?
stuff in the shop.
I think this one, yes? I think this one, yes? I thank you. Return soon, please.
Hey, welcome. You have a good eye. 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 You have a good. A pleasure doing business. You have a good. You have a good eye. You have a good eye. You have a good. You have a good eye. You have a good. A pleasure doing business with you. You have a good eye. A pleasure to come again.
Okay.
There's, I hope things. Hey, how about a favor? There's an, I hope things.
A moment, please.
Ferdinand first.
Take that!
You know what? I've seen these already, so...
Greetings, what's that? My older, unlike me?
By making an... It's quieted down.
Hey!
right.
Yes. His Highness, the new king, is in the process of unifying the kingdom under his command. His powerful army has joined forces with the Knights of Seros, who moved their seat to Fargus, and now they're presenting a united front against the Imperial army. They're our greatest enemy, absolutely. I don't relish the idea, but there's no turning back now. For now, we should focus our efforts on the Alliance. The Kingdom and Church can come afterwards. Judith, who defends the Great Bridge of Myrden, is a formidable opponent. We can't afford to drop our guard.
I need a favor. No. Since the you'd probably...
Petra!
Professor, please do not...
Petra, A support. So
there.
we are gonna run into
I'm the
Petra
guardian
and
of this
Bernadetta's
place.
paralogue.
Wait a moment. Ah, yes. Oh, this is my little sister, Fleisch. She's just a rookie, but she's helping me as my assistant.
And our other story,
Hello.
Flesh, is the
I'm
one that
Fleisch von
killed Rodrigue.
Berkeley's. It's nice to meet you. I know I'm inexperienced, but I'm gonna do my best. You can count on me to look after my big brother.
I've heard you're planning to march into Alliance territory. I'll be here to guard the fort.
Are we leaving for battle? I heard it's a long march, but it's fine. I've had plenty of time to stay inside lately, so I think it's time I run out. Yeah, I can do this. No more Bernie Bear. Oh.
Okay. What's that look on your face? Surprised to see me? I'm a mercenary. Always have been. Even when I was with the Knights of Seros. I never was too attached to Fodlan. I was considering leaving soon, but I might change my mind if you're around.
No.
I can't believe how long it's been. Hi there.
Hey.
Alright, so we've got one more person whose support is waiting.
Professor? So I said, two can play at that.
You've survived. How very fortunate. Were you dead, I wouldn't be able to fight you. But you are very much alive. Now I have a chance to kill you.
Gee, thanks. Okay, so this person is available to us now. And we get a free Dark Seal, more importantly. Let's see what this guy can do. Sword, lance, riding. He doesn't really seem that different from your typical paladin, I guess. So I'm not really sure what they're going for with that character other than a particularly strong paladin, I guess. But I've already been raising Ferdinand the entire game, so...
All right, I'm ready to fight. Let's do this. Leave it to me. I can take on the whole, most of the enemies. I know my limits now, Professor.
Alright, so... first thing we're gonna do... let's hit up the sauna. Get our usual training boosts. Actually, I don't know that that'll actually help us that much this month, now that I think about it. Yeah, we don't get any actual training days this month, so it doesn't actually benefit me to use the sauna. So in that case, yeah. Let's Edelgard and Hubert, I guess.
Professor, but you appear... I'm truly humbled by your support, and so I... Thank you for that.
Allow me to... The Empire, the strong... We cannot... As for the... However, Claude, but we have only... Studying my...
Alright. Going back on what I said earlier, it will actually benefit me somewhat to use the sauna once. Just to get Byleth to get more skill points this month. Okay.
Adel Empire, but correct with you. This.
Right.
For 5 years, I've fought for the Empire. I've cut down hordes of enemies. Now I have the same look in my eyes that the boar used to have in his. The look of a savage beast who loves nothing but destruction and violence. You and Adel, the future you're building had better be worth all this bloodshed.
It's probably not.
Aha!
Just gonna let you know.
You and...
Like, any good that this side does is done through far more peaceful means on every other story. So...
Singing is...
I was, but just that's my take.
Who? Me? After the battle 5 years ago, the Imperial Army occupied Garreg Mach. The cathedral and several other buildings were destroyed, but we've done some repair work here and there, and we're using the buildings as a base of operations. As for me, well, the church moved its headquarters to Fargus, and I've seen no reason to follow. When I returned to Enbar, I received a summons from Her Majesty, and I chose to answer.
This experience is critical.
Okay.
Professor!
After the cathedral, we've done
Yeah,
as...
why not?
When I
Oh, she's full. Never mind. Linhart and Casper.
Did I trouble you?
He's got a few random lines.
Hello. Professor, Do you know how happy
It doesn't
I
help
was to
that
hear you were still alive?
they completely
I'll tell you how
re-recorded
happy. For the past
all of
2
his
days,
lines
I
at
haven't
some
had my
point
morning or
because
my afternoon naps.
the original voice actor did something that earned the ire of everyone. I don't remember what it was.
Yes.
And then, yeah.
I'll glad.
They re-recorded all the like
I
off
feel
grunts
it's
that
strange,
Violet
isn't it?
makes.
I am most curious. Perhaps this is another effect of your wonderful news. I am perhaps. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not.
Whatever.
Oh. Oh.
Professor, I'll tell you.
Not the Empire of the Strong. We cannot mess with. However, Claude, but we have only.
Quick travel.
Right. It's not the document, but it's mine. I like to read.
Well... I really regretted not being able to keep the promise I made to my mentor. Captain Gerald, I'm going to do just...
Alright, where is Dorothea? Over there. Wow.
Professor, these days, it's incredible to see. I have a feeling your name will go down in history. Professor, it's incredible. I have a... Are you sure?
Hello.
I admit I'm feeling apprehensive about fighting the Alliance. No, I'll fight with...
I've been working here since the Acolyte. Hello.
The north side of the Great Bridge of Murden is in the territory of Acheron of the... He's known as the Weather Vane. A man like that doesn't have the...
Alright, let's see what we've got here. To the Holy Tomb. Looks like that's everything here. Okay, anyone else? Fernand.
Within house clock, so all that. Oh no. The last, my relation, nevertheless, as Duke Edelgarden.
Ferdinand's father was among those that were completely taken out of their positions with the upheaval. Alright, Lysithia.
I'll fight with... For me.
Who else do we need to cover here?
Here we...
Oh, hey. Here's an interesting one.
Your Majesty, might I have a moment of your time?
Yes, of course. Unless you're not planning yet another magical exhibition, are you? Knowing you, it seems a safe bet. I can't imagine what else it could be. I already promised to help you revive House Nouvelle. If our campaign continues as it has, we'll soon prevail. There's no need to keep inventing spells.
I don't doubt that Your Majesty has things well in hand when it comes to the war. Yet why should I allow that to deter me from achieving my ultimate satisfaction? As the scion of proud House Nouvelle, I shall bring about my grand achievement before my house is restored. On that, you may rely.
You have a strong will and a strong mind. You do not consider yourself above concerted effort either. Even during wartime, you trust your own ability to fight and survive. You're ever focused on the future and on the actions necessary to realize it.
Where is this coming from? If there's an angle to be played with this praise, it eludes me.
I was only speaking the truth. I find your efforts to be admirable.
Your words are sweet. And yet...
Yes? Please, go on.
Forgive me, Your Majesty, but you promised that House Nouvelle would be restored. Yet you work toward a future with no place for the noble houses of old. Granted, in your unified Fodlan, the acting lord for each territory will come from noble stock, but in the long term, your system will replace the nobility. Our role will change significantly.
That's exactly right. There will no longer be lords who inherently rule over a particular territory. Instead, nobles will act as government officials, working for the people in exchange for a salary. Officials will be selected from the general populace as well.
Alright, I've heard enough of that crap from her. Okay.
You.
Alright, let's hit up Abyss. Yeah, it's misguided at best. Especially since she doesn't really go after the much bigger threat in those who slither in the dark, in her focus on the Church of Saros as her enemy.
Professor!
Hey you, see, that's the Imperial...
Oh no. A lot of people are sick, but it's your...
Let's see what we've got here with the Abyss folk.
Need something? This one? This one? See you again soon.
If you haven't heard, we'll soon be launching a full-scale assault on the Alliance. Her Majesty has searched relentlessly for you. Now that you're found, her moment has come. Yes, before then, I had never known her to show such desperate resolve. The stalemate we've been locked in shall give way very abruptly. We have your reappearance to thank for that.
So, Edelgard, like Lysithea,
Hey, pal.
as
You've
a
got a lot
result
of nerve
the
coming here after
research
ignoring us
involved
for
in
5 years.
pretty much forcibly implanting a crest
Ha!
into her
Gotcha!
blood,
All this time,
basically.
but you still can't take a joke, can you?
It
Good job surviving.
has the
clawing your way back
unfortunate
to
side
us.
effect of a
This day
dramatically
couldn't get
shortened
better if you
lifespan.
tried.
So, she may not
Say. Oh, what?
be around much for longer after their victory in this conflict with the Church of Saros and its supporters.
Ugh, it used to be a rather... I am... my hometown...
Abyss is okay. The Burt kept it safe out of the goodness of his heart. Kidding, of course. He said the lowlifes here could be useful, because they won't mind fighting dirty,
The
or
Burt
rooting
is
out
referring to
spies.
Hubert here.
Or
Okay.
something along those lines. I didn't pay much attention to that part. Yeah. Honestly, I'm psyched that you're back. It's all I can do to stop myself from whooping with joy.
For the
I could
record,
use
most
your
of the
help.
folks living in this Abyss area underneath the church don't exactly think very highly of it when they live in the church's sewers. So it's interesting to see happy and constant
But this is, he said, or something.
takes on all of this.
Oh, is that... It is you, isn't it? I kind of forgot what you looked like. No doubt. A lot can happen in 5 years. A baby goes from crawling and babbling to walking and talking in that time. Anyway, you came back, and that's what matters. Staying here wasn't a mistake. I can say that much.
Alright, give this guy a...
Thanks. Thanks.
2 of those, 2 handkerchiefs to get his motivation up. And I think that's all 3 of the people here I care about. And then...
So?
Okay. We got a quest to finish up over yonder. Whoops, it's from the other side of that wall.
Why, hello there. Come back soon now. Why, hello. Come back soon now.
Basically, you can bump supports there, or do the whole forced pairing thing.
Chatterbox. Thanks for giving me a hand.
And that's what they want to introduce you to with that. So, we're done in this abyss area. We still have 1 action time slot in this particular monastery segment, so...
If you don't mind, I have a favor to ask.
JK, we have to go back to Abyss again one more time, because another quest opened up. Whoa, these load screens! Whee! Oh my god. Basically, if you feel so inclined, you can read a lot of lore in here. But the game is not the greatest at telling you throughout the whole thing. And that's one of the nice things that Abyss offers. Also, why is the church hiding its secret books in the sewer? But like, that seems like not the best place to put the books of all the church's secrets. Now we're done down there. can turn that stupid quest in for more renown. Oh my god.
Huh? My savior, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that's done.
Hello.
Heya.
And somebody we can talk to here?
Indeed.
Lorenz.
House Gloucester will remain staunchly neutral in this war, even if we press into Alliance territory. My father is no threat to the Empire. The great she is renowned.
Alright, anyone else that can train us in anything of even the slightest value? No, alright, let's have a tea party.
Professor, it's incredible. Why, thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me, Professor. You're very thoughtful, Professor. So much better than those nobles around here.
Why, thank you so much. How warm. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Don't you think you feel stronger attraction to someone when you know you may die tomorrow? That was a lovely cup of tea. Thank you, Professor. Please call me again.
Alright. Now we used up all the time slots. We are gonna go fight because, oh my god, I need to fight. Let's do it. Everyone have weapons. That would suck if people forgot to bring weapons. Cool, let's go. The Great Bridge Coup. Oh boy.
The newly crowned king of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus, Dimitri, has declared fealty to the Church of Seros and is raising an army in preparation for all-out war with the Empire. As leader of the Alliance, Claude maintains a facade of neutrality amidst infighting between those who support and those who oppose the Empire. Meanwhile, the Black Eagle Strike Force plans to capture Alliance territory before Edelgard takes the war to the Kingdom and the Church of Seros. With sights set on capturing Deirdre at the center of House Regan's territory, she leads a march across the Great Bridge of Myrddin to establish a bridgehead.
Alright, let's march across this here bridge.
We're about to commence our attack on the Great Bridge of Myrddin. But first, allow me a moment of your time. It is something that I can only ask of you. Listen well. It concerns Lady Edelgard's uncle, the regent of the Empire, Lord Arundel. Although he is currently cooperating with Her Majesty, he maintains his own sizable military troops. It seems to me that his plans differ from our own. I assume you recall a certain group's scheming from 5 years ago? Solon and Kranya. They both served Lord Arundel. Professor, I understand how you must be feeling.
So this is the
Considering what they
fundamental,
did to your father.
biggest
I know it must be
problem
foul to
with
even
Edelgard's
consider
strategy
cooperating
here.
with their kind.
The
However,
biggest threat
their
to
power is essential
the
for us at
stability of the
present.
continent is those who slither in the
Edelgard
dark.
also strongly
And
opposed
instead of
the
dealing
idea
with
at
them,
first.
she
Our
actively
enemy
allies
is the Church
with them
of Seros itself.
to
It cannot be
attack
toppled with the Empire's might alone. Those
while
working
somewhat
under Lord Arundel are
questionable in
extremely
methods,
hostile toward the
certainly
Church.
well-meaning.
And the enemy of our enemy is... well, I think you sufficiently understand by now. Until all of Fodlan is united,
And that's one of the biggest
it
problems
is a
with this
necessary
group.
evil. As for how we deal with
But
them afterward,
I would still take
time
it
will tell.
over
Regardless,
Silver Snow,
Her
because
Majesty
Silver
and I
Snow
wish to join our power
is
with
just
yours.
a copy of
You
Verdant
should know
Wind
that in her heart,
that has a lesser
Her Majesty regards that
conclusion.
group as enemies of herself and her family. They used her father, the former emperor, as a puppet, and murdered her siblings with their vile experimentation. I believe Her Majesty may have told you some of this herself. That is why this was a very painful decision for her to make. I will do all I can to ensure her suffering is not in vain. And I hope I can count on you to do the same. As for all I have told you, please keep it in mind as we march forward. More importantly, I implore you to fight as best you can for Edelgard. From the bottom of my heart, I beg this of you.
All right, to battle. Okay. 11 units get to deploy here. Are we going to bully Bernadetta out of a spot? Probably. Let's look at the map a bit. Alright, so this is the opposite standpoint of a map that you see in the other routes. There's Ignatz, one of the guys we did not recruit. Okay, here we are. Obviously this side needs a little more beef. But it does have split and hard in that group. And are there any treasure chests? Yes, so we do need Yuri here. Okay, these mages is gonna have to sit. We have too many mages and not enough beef. Constance, you can sit. Yeah, that I think should work. These teams are pretty... Obviously, we don't put Lysithia on the front row. And and Edelgard is also there, so we've got some beef in there that I've managed to somehow not think about.
We'll be capturing the Great Bridge of Murden, a key strategic location of the Leicester Alliance. Claude will surely be sending reinforcements, so we must prevail before they arrive.
Our opponent is Judith, the so-called hero of Daphnel. We can handle her, so long as we don't get careless.
The boy said to run if I was in danger, but I could never do that.
For the Empire!
I will prevail.
Alright, first thing we're going to do is kill this here paladin, because it's annoying and has range on a lot of our guys. Can grab that experience there.
I'm in.
Start sending Yuri over that way.
I'll cut through.
God, why did I send Felix this one on this side?
Ready for anything. I'm awake. I'll cut a bloody path.
You sound like a pleasant human being, Hubert.
Why not? Let's make this quick.
More fighting. Great.
Okay.
What's my strategy?
So she got that axe at some point.
I
That's some
must
good
out
strength
even
growth.
Now, to put the...
Alright, we took a bit of damage there. Oh, crap.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Judith. We're the reinforcements.
Why do I have to put up with orders from that false leader?
Enemy reinforcements. We didn't finish
Okay,
it.
I think that's a generic
Don't let them
replacement
secure the
for
ballista.
Lorenz. If I have that right, yeah, that's definitely what would have been Lorenz if he were here.
Your timing's spot on.
Deal with this whole group quickly. Ugh, yuck. Bernard, why are you so bad? There, Petrol kill him. Bernard will still be not
No
useful.
use.
There's no reason I should die in this place.
Oh, Acheron's already gone.
Well done.
Appreciated.
dead. Edelgard smash. 71 damage. Seems good.
This is it. Claude, I'm sorry. I couldn't defend the bridge. All who are able, retreat!
Don't let her escape. If we can take her out now, the Daphnal territory will be ours. That will allow us to march safely through the Alliance.
She's running. Well, that changes things. I could walk to the whole treasure chest, or I could use the warp staff.
Well done.
Cool, level up.
And take this.
It's too far away to do much of anything.
I am helping Claude build the future of Fodlan.
Oh, God. That hurt like hell. Big nuts actually hurts quite a bit.
I'll use this power for the greater good.
One day, the...
Sorry, Ignatz. Sorry it had to end this way.
I should have known this would happen.
Ignatz, damn it! Such a good kid. He died too young.
I think
right now is lack of range, which I worry is going to be a thing for him. We have at least one more turn before we absolutely have to get rid of Judith. Over and kill that archer real quick. And
no map.
Yeah, I mean, I deliberately chose not to recruit characters I wasn't going to use precisely so we could get the interesting dialogues of fighting them.
Great.
Alright, so they're gonna run rather than fight Petro, it looks like. Probably smart. Petro would murder them all. Edelgard's gonna kill this guy pretty easily.
Strength and beauty. What a pair.
Stands no chance here.
It looks like I'm done for. Claude, I'm sorry.
Alliance soldiers! Judith has fallen. Further conflict is futile. If you surrender, your lives will be spared. Lay down your weapons immediately. You have all fought well. With this victory, we now have a foothold in the Alliance. The Imperial Army will cross the Aramid River and push the front lines forward. The fight will continue, but do not allow that to stop you from taking pride in our hard-won victory.
Ah, this should put a stop to one of Edelgard's choice phrases. Well done, Professor. I believe it was, if only the Professor were here, we could forge ahead and change the tides of this war.
Ferdinand, it is not necessary to tell the Professor such things.
We're not the only ones benefiting. The whole Imperial Army is stronger now.
Yes, it seems the Empire finally has both of its legs to stand on. Don't you agree?
You make it sound as though I can't run the Empire on my own. Perhaps it's more apt to say that the Pegasus has recovered its home.
Judith of Daphne. What a magnificent warrior. I'm happy to have the Professor back just like old times, but I don't think I'll ever get used to this cruel exchange of lives.
When there is something you must not be conceding, you must keep fighting. The fighting has been continuing for 5 years, but now I am again witnessing the Professor's power.
I hate fighting, but with the Professor here, maybe it's slightly less terrible? Oh, but everyone is working so hard! Stop it, Bernie. You can't be the only one complaining.
I'm glad to see everyone so inspired. It seems the reappearance of the Professor has done much to raise your morale.
Do you not feel the same, Hubert? Come now, be honest with yourself. Now, we must take advantage of the situation and blaze ahead. Our path is still a long one.
Alright. That is the end of chapter 13. I am gonna let it play cutscenes for the beginning of chapter 14, but
Part 2.
I think other
Crimson
than that,
Flower.
that's gonna be it for tonight.
Guardian Moon. The Master Tactician. Having crushed the Alliance's army and captured the Great Bridge of Myrden, the Imperial Army prepares to attack Deirdre, the Alliance's base of operations.
Looks like I've got them all. Nah, just wrapped up what I was doing. Need something, friend? Oh, you mean this?
Oh, that's the same. Okay, never mind.
Professor, what is your opinion of Claude? I can't help but wonder what sort of impression he made on you. That is inarguable, and his schemes are still going strong. With them, he's managed to keep the Leicester Alliance from the Empire's grasp. Since the beginning, territories within the Alliance have been split between those who support the Empire and those who oppose it. Claude has been acting as an intermediary between the two, essentially keeping the Alliance pacified. As both sides are of equal strength, he's created a situation in which they've all agreed to avoid fighting each other and causing undue bloodshed. By carrying on as though the Alliance is united, he's minimized the Empire's influence there.
It's quite impressive how well his bold scheme has worked out. However, he is walking on thin ice. One wrong move and the Alliance will shatter. Speaking of Claude, Your Majesty, we should not delay in our invasion of the Alliance. It would seem that Claude has some fresh scheme up his sleeve, to no one's surprise.
Is that so?
Yes. The people of Deirdre have suddenly found it difficult to leave or enter the city. We can safely assume he is preparing for battle, but I am certain his plans extend beyond that as well. Do you not think we should take Deirdre at once?
Deirdre, the aquatic capital. A city floating on the ocean certainly poses a challenge. Since it's deep within Regan territory, we haven't had the opportunity to attack it directly. However, now that we have control of the Great Bridge of Myrden, our situation has changed drastically. They can no longer expand their supply line into the Empire, and so we can finally attack Regan territory.
House Regan is not only Claude's house, but also the flagship of those who oppose the Empire within the Alliance. If House Regan falls, the other Alliance lords will be tripping over themselves to join us. That is why we cannot fail to take Deirdre. Confidence is one thing, Professor, but see to it that you do not underestimate Claude. The leader of the Alliance has had many things said about him. They say he is unbeatable in a battle of intellect. I hear they call him the Master Tactician.
Thank you.
Alright. that's gonna be it for tonight. Actually, let's see what supports are out there.
Professor Manuela!
Anyway, yeah. That's it for tonight. Pick up with Chapter 14 probably tomorrow, given how these things have gone. And see everybody then. Get some good sleep.